Hello and welcome everyone. I am Victoria and today I will be delivering a message to all of us Andromedans, people who hold Andromedan energy, Andromedan starseeds, whatever you would like to consider yourself as, or maybe you don't consider yourself any of those and you just felt drawn to this video. There's probably a message in here for you. Anyway, this message came through super strong in a kind of weird way even. I didn't even intend to film anything like this, but it came through so strongly I felt like I need to do it now, otherwise I'm gonna forget some of the things that came through as well. So something that came through is words in threes, so things that we need to eliminate, I guess. From ourselves, from our being, which was fear, frugality, and the interesting one is fragmentalism. And I might be a little stupid for having to look it up, like the actual definition of fragmentalism. But it's for anyone else who's like me and didn't exactly know what that means. It's basically the idea that everything is divided into small parts and the world is just composed of different parts. And of course, we can understand why fear and frugality are good for us to remove from our very being. Although fear in itself can be helpful and frugality as well, even fragmentalism, but for the most part, it seems that this is something that we really need to deal with right now. But again, the interesting one was fragmentalism because of course, we look at the world and we see, oh yeah, this is a crystal, these are cards, everything, feels like it's different, it's separate. We ourselves view each other as, you're a person, I'm a person, we're each different people, but at the end of the day, it's all one. We're all connected, and most likely since you're watching this video, you already have heard this, and you probably even believe this already, that we are all one. We come from one, and because we come from this one, and the one has not, even though it kind of separated, it didn't really separate. The one still exists, and if the one still exists, that means that, well, I guess fragmentalism in a way is wrong because nothing is separate. Everything is all together. We just perceive it as separate. And I feel like what they're trying to tell us is that the view of everything being separate, each of us being separate, every situation being separate, every thought, every feeling being separate, that is clouding our judgment and not allowing us to move forward in our journey. And it is something that we need to work on to start adapting our mindset to a more of a oneness mindset where we really do think in that way of, yes, we are one. I am you, you are me, this is me, I am me. This camera, the tripod is me. Everything is one whole and it exists for a reason. The thing is, again, we cannot perceive that wholeness. We cannot perceive that it's like imagine it like a line of code where it's coded that everything looks in a way that it does, but at the end of the day, the program itself is only one. And just because everything was coded and you perceive it as different doesn't mean that it is. So that is very interesting. I guess it's time to level up our way of thinking and our mindset in a way of, again, thinking of more of oneness, being less scared, because if we are all one and nothing is separate, that really does mean that there is nothing to be scared of. Because why would you be scared of yourself? There is nothing to fear. Because everything is there, everything is placed, everything is happening to you for a reason. it wouldn't be that way otherwise. And with frugality as well, keeping something to yourself and not wanting to let it go. If we are all one, why can't we share more? Why can't we give more? And of course, I feel like, we are giving, but there must be in some type of way, it doesn't have to be even with money, that you're frugal, being frugal. You're keeping something to yourself right now. And again, it doesn't have to be money, although maybe for a lot of us it will be, that we're, keeping too tightly to that money because we're scared. But it could be something else. You could be withholding your talent. You could be withholding your thoughts. You could be withholding your love. And you're being frugal with something. So you need to think about that deeply yourself. And something else that came through, still talking about what came through, not even gotten to the cards yet. Sorry, guys. The pale blue flame came through. So what they showed me was our third eye, how it's opening, like really opening. Like it feels like I don't know why I was thinking about Andromedans. And I kind of envisioned them as having 3 eyes. And it felt like, yes, that third eye is finally opening there. And it's that pale blue flame that was really lit up in our heads, in our third eye, but also in our whole head, affecting our throat, our third eye, and our crown chakra. And lighting that up cleared away a lot of things and allowed the eye to open. So I wanted to look up more what the pale blue flame means. And there was somewhere that it said like the purest frequency of love, which is beautiful, isn't it? But one other interesting one was that it's the energy that can completely clear and shift your own energy, completely clear negativity, and completely clear things that are holding you back spiritually. So it signals spiritual growth, which is very fitting, considering we were doing it, it's happening to the third eye. And we're already talking about, leveling up our mindset, I guess. So there's a lot of things that need to be released right now. And you will most likely notice that you're feeling like you're releasing. One thing that might happen is headaches, pain in the eyes. If you feel like your eyes feel more strained than usual and you're not doing anything like much different, that could be a reason for it. Any pain around that area related to the head, and of course emotions and crazy situations. It just comes with the territory, I guess. You can't have a shift, you can't release without the act of releasing, of letting go in some kind of way. So you might feel like you're crying a lot more than usual. Maybe you're getting really angry. You're just releasing a lot of energy and releasing a lot of these things and thinking about a lot of things. Another thing that came through is sit in silence. Think about the things that have happened to you. This is literally what I was doing randomly without even knowing why. Before all of this information came through, I was thinking about my life and thinking about some of the things that happened to me, and I noticed how my view of them has changed tremendously, my view of people. And I was thinking, what would have happened, if this and that, what would I have done? But then I was like, there's nothing, I can't change the past. That's what I'm trying to say. And I feel that this thing that hurt me in the past can no longer hurt me anymore. And I do have a way of replying to someone's, let's say, mean comment that's positive. For example, people used to tell me that I speak really slowly. Why do you speak like that? And they used to make fun of me about it. And at first I was thinking, oh, well, I should, a part of me wants to reply with, oh, why do you speak so fast and so loud, blah, blah, like releasing that anger. Then I was like, no, I don't want to resonate with anger. I don't want to release this in an angry way. I don't want to reply in an angry way. I want to reply with love. So the only thing that came through then was that, thank you. I do speak like that. It's very calming, isn't it? My voice can have the power to calm people, in a way. So there's good things in everything, positives in everything, and there's a way to reply to everything, even the meanest, most awful comments or things that people say to you. And there's things from our past that we're still probably holding on to that we might want to address. We might want to see what we're thinking about them right now. The cards that came through, finally, we're at the cards. We have submission and burden of tears, and notice this is a 3, 30, obviously, a 3, and 2 plus 1 is 3 as well, so 3 is a big number here. And what's coming through about 3 right now is obviously a third dimension. And the link between our body, our soul, and our spirit. So becoming coherent and balancing, bringing balance to all 3, where they're in harmony. And one is not, over too much and too little. Let's talk about the cards though. Submission and burden of tears. Also, that 3 might be a message to some of you. Just had to mention that. Submission and burden of tears. Anyway, yes, submission is a perfect card to come through now, because exactly we're talking about what we're submitting to. Maybe you're already feeling this, or maybe you'll start feeling like this, but there are most likely things or situations that make you feel like, oh, why me? Or why do I have to do that? Or I really, don't want to deal with that. So why do we put ourselves in these situations where we're not honoring ourselves, and we're, I guess, made to do these things that we don't want to do? In what way have you been ignoring yourself and your needs? Maybe it's time to look at that. And something that's also coming through very strongly is, what do you really want to do, and what are the things that you feel like you don't want to do? Because sometimes the things that we don't want to do maybe are good for us, and the things that we want to do maybe aren't really that good for us. And why do we want to do things that are bad for us, and why do we not want to do things that are good for us? And try to think deeper about it. For everyone, obviously, this will be different, very different. Like, why do I not want to clean? I don't like cleaning at all, although I'm a Virgo. Because it takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort, but also maybe there's something deeper there. Maybe there's something like, I don't want to deal with my problems, and I'd rather distract myself than deal with them. And that's, unfortunately for me, that's resonating. Yeah, it sucks, but each of us have something like this. So you have to think about what is it that you don't want to do that will ultimately benefit you. Like these little things like cleaning, cooking something healthy, changing your diet, or changing your lifestyle, changing your sleep time pattern, changing something else, talking with someone, applying to something, anything. These are so many examples, and I'm sure you guys can think of more, but what don't you want to do that would be good for you? And what do you want to do that is not good for you? Again, I like to distract myself sometimes to not deal with certain things. So obviously I like things that distract me. Like games, for example. So why do you do it? And doesn't mean that you have to completely stop doing it. Again, this is a time to honor yourself and to stop submitting. So if you feel like you really don't want to do what you don't want to do, even if you know that it's technically good for you, don't do it. Just leave it for now. And when you do honor yourself and do something that you want to do, see how you feel. Now the feeling that comes after will completely depend on what this thing you want to do is. If it's something that's really bad for you, then you might not feel that good after. You might feel a bit bad. You might feel like, oh, why did I do that? Why do I keep doing that and not doing something that's actually good for me? And when you notice that, maybe you can start making a change. Stop submitting to your because this submission is so interesting. A lot of information is coming through now. Okay. It's not just about submitting to things that we don't want to do, because there are things out there that, we put ourselves in situations like, for example, being in a job we don't want to be in just to make money. Of course, that's something that you're submitting into. But here we're also talking about submitting to these urges that are created not exactly by you, but that the media, I guess, kind of forces you into. The media and, all the marketing. So things out there these days, and for a long time it has been like this, people know how to market things. Companies, advertisers, they know exactly how to market things to us so that we want it. Like creating scarcity, just so that people can pay more for something because they think that it's limited. If there's a limited quantity, of course, people will be like, oh, this thing is so amazing and there's not much of it. I need to pay a big price for it. That's the way of them manipulating you. So you're submitting, basically, by telling yourself, oh yes, there's not much of this, I need to pay a high price for it, even though it's not worth that price at all. You're submitting. If you, for example, are trying to be healthy, trying to lose weight, etc., and you're like, oh, but I really want to eat that junk food, let's say, and you go and submit to that urge. Again, you're submitting to the urge. And why do you have it? I mean, because of all the chemicals there and things that are in the processed foods, and probably because of marketing as well. You can't escape with the marketing of the food, and even in social media, you go on sometimes and then you only see food. People with junk food. Depends what's on your social media, of course, and if you go on it. But what are you submitting to? What are you, what is, I guess, helping you put yourself down? Because there are things there, and there is a barrier. And these things that you're submitting to, they are the things that are blocking you from connecting deeper with yourself, connecting deeper with your spirit guides, with your star family, connecting deeper with your abilities as well, with your psychic abilities. But now, I feel like we don't have a choice. That pale blue flame, it's coming. Maybe it's already here. And it will burn through a lot. So that's why they're sending through this message, so that we know this, and so we can prepare, and we know why things that are happening. So we see burden of tears here. Again, crying. We need to release, and crying is such a good way to release. But it doesn't have to be crying. Burden of tears is just coming through to tell you, yes, there is so much inside, and it wants to come out, and it will come out in some kind of way. So you can choose what way you want to release it in. You can choose what way you want to release these blocks as well. Do you want to do it crying? Do you want to do it by having a huge argument with someone? Do you want to do it by journaling? Do you want to do it in a calm and nice place, or do you want like your whole life to go, crazy just because you're releasing this, having like a panic attack, mental breakdown? That is possible, but it is also possible to meditate, to clear everything, to work with this energy and to release it in a more calm way. But you're the one who chooses. That's it. Ultimately, that's it. You choose how you want to do it. There's no good and bad way. Like, obviously, yeah, with one of the ways, you're going to make a lot of drama. And you're probably going to affect other people too, but maybe that will help them in some way as well. It's just that, you have to be conscious of the choices that you're making. That's another thing that they're telling me. Be conscious of the choices that you're making. Like this, how do you want to release this? What do you want to submit to? And what do you want to spend your time on? Time is our most important, the most important thing, I guess, even though it doesn't technically exist. Yes, you always have time to do the things that you really, really need to do, like you're contracted to do. The universe will somehow find a way for you to do that. But then there's other things that are more of a choice. You could do that, but you also don't have to. And it would be good for you if you do that, but you also don't have to. So what are the choices that you're making, and where are you leading yourself to? Let's get some more cards. I'm really feeling this deck. Oh my god, we've already been talking for 22 minutes. Amazing. I hope I'm not boring anyone with any of this, but I really feel like this is a very important message. So if you want to share it with anyone, even if you feel like they're, not that awakened, let's say, do it. And interesting that came through right when I said that. Star Brothers. Trust, safety. Who can you trust to share even this information with? Who can you trust to share your problems, your issues with? Who can you trust to share your history, your past experiences with? Another thing that came through for the pale blue flame was protection. So know that you are protected. And again, we are all one. This is happening for a reason. If you're going through crazy mental breakdowns, it's happening for a reason, trust me. Everything will be okay. It will suck for the moment, but yes, everything will be okay in the end. And know that you can trust. You can trust your star family, your star brothers. There are people you can trust around you. And you can trust yourself. Trust your intuition. It's the most important thing given to us. We come here. Oh, this is really giving me chills. We forget, but we still have our intuition. We can still connect to our true selves and get that information, get that guidance. Why don't we do it? Why do we create these walls to block ourselves from doing that? Like, oh, I'd like to meditate, but, I could also do something else. Why do we not do the things that are good for us? And why do we do things that are just distracting us? Because ultimately, we choose it. Yes, it's not nice for these people out there to be making these ads, these commercials, all of this propaganda, blah, blah. But we still choose to make that choice, basically. No one is forcing you to do that. No one is forcing you to believe anything, to adhere to anything. We all make the choice. Don't blame anyone else. The moment you blame someone else, that's it. You fall further down. Double mission also came through. Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. Of course, Starseed and Lightworker. It's time to really continue on with our mission. And our mission right now is to clear all of this energy, to become more clear beings, because we are all beings of light. So we can become clearer, we can become lighter. And it's part of our mission to do that. It's part of your mission to be yourself as well, unapologetically. Do what you want to do. Stop submitting to something or someone. Let's get one more deck out here. But yeah, this has been quite amazing. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've already been feeling any of these energies and what you think about this overall. We also have Mary Magdalene coming through here. Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. Oh, I mean, like I said here, is there anyone you would trust to share this information with? You don't have to literally send them this video, but you can tell them a bit about it. You can tell them about some of the things that you know. You can share with people some of your knowledge, because you have a lot of knowledge. All of us do. All of us are here to share something in particular. Our energy, especially. So how you share your energy is so important. With great power comes great responsibility. And we've been given great power. I mean, we haven't been given it. Everyone has it. We just consciously know it. And we have to use it responsibly. We have knowledge. We have to use it responsibly. We have a strong energy. An energy that can be used in a certain way to help people. That same energy can be used to hurt people. So how are you using it? Are you choosing to share? Or are you choosing to keep it to yourself and be frugal? And it's time to stop being scared. Again, we're coming back to the fear from the beginning of being judged. Who cares what other people think? You are here to share. Some people will love it. Some people will be neutral to it. Some people will hate it. That's just how it is. And it doesn't mean that just because someone says something bad to you, you're awful and you have no future, etc. It just means that you're not for them and they're not for you. So, will you care about the people you came here to help and to affect? Or will you care about the people who you came here to have nothing to do with? And care that, oh, they might judge me. Just because I'm sharing my truth and what I came here to do. What I came here to share. yeah, really important stuff, guys. I think I'm gonna end it here, even though I do feel like, oh, okay. They want me to draw at least one more card here. And this is a 30-minute video. But they want to share one more thing. And the freedom of truth. Communicate honestly. Be who you truly are. Well, of course, they want to share something that we should be sharing. We should be ourselves. We should be truthful. The pale blue flame, blue, is truth. Blue is also about communication, communicating truthfully, communicating honestly. And also purity is coming through as well. Be who you are. Again, don't care about others. Be who you are and share the knowledge that you have. Share whatever you learn. Share with others. Even if they reject it at the start, you never know. They might come around. I was rejecting these ideas at the start. That's probably why I'm so scared of sharing with a mass amount of people, I guess. Because in the past, I judged these things. I judged these opinions, these views, these ideas. So I'm scared that other people will judge me the way I judged them. Or the way I judged others. Oof, that's really deep. But again, by me sharing about myself, hopefully you can figure out things about yourself. Maybe you struggle with similar things to me. Or maybe yours are completely different, but at least these examples can help you understand yourself, understand other people as well, and learn. Hopefully they can help you grow and help you on your journey. Anyway, guys, again, I'm gonna end it here. I enjoyed this so much, and I'm so grateful to the Andromedans. I'm so grateful to all of us, because this is a message to us from us. This is not a message from up above, from other dimensions. This is other dimensions maybe. But this is a message from us to us. And that's why it's so pure, that's why it's so important, that's why it's so impactful. And hopefully in these 30 minutes I was able to change at least a little small part of your life and help you in at least a small way. Anyway, guys, if you're interested in a personal reading, by the way, details of how you can contact me are down below in the description. Like and subscribe and share this with other people that you feel like need to hear this too. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye!